Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to another night of For Life Connects. I am so grateful and honored that you guys have decided to join us once again. And to all of those who will be watching us later on YouTube, I thank you as well. Thank you so very much for joining us on tonight. I hope that y'all had a wonderful day. It's going to be good tonight. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And I'm super excited for what we are going to discuss tonight with Administration Concierge Services. I'm super excited to talk with her. And so make sure y'all have your questions and all the good stuff. And I'm super excited, super excited. Is that Gabby? Gabrielle? I think that's Missy's daughter. Hey, Gab. Good to see you. Of course she will be here to support her mother. Why wouldn't she be? It is. I knew it. I know it. I know it. Good to see you. Good to see you. It's been like literally forever. It's been forever. But yes. Y'all join on there. Make sure that you tell people. That's funny. I needed a reminder. But make sure y'all let other people know that For Life is live tonight. We are live. The response has been great. And hey, who sweet Nisi 33? I think that's how you say that. Hey. All right. All right, administration. The messed up. Administration Concierge Services is here. That is Melissa herself, so let me let her in. Let you. That is a tongue twister. Administration Concierge Services. Hey,
Hey.
how are you?
Good. How are you, Walter?
I am doing well. It's so good to
Good
see
to see you. I know.
you. We say the
Ah,
same thing at the same time.
well, that's what we do.
Uh,
That's what we do.
Absolutely. You look amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I feel good. Like I'm tired as what right now? Like super
Amen.
tired, but I'm energetic, I'm energetic because I know that this is about to be really, really good. It's about to, be a blessing to us and
Yeah.
to those who are watching and those who see it later. So I'm excited. And then I'll be tired again afterward.
Oh, yeah. Straight going to the
Right.
bed wasn't it? Straight going to the bed. Yeah.
I
I,
have work to do, though. I can't go to the
I'm
bed. Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, I feel the exact same way. I'm super excited for this conversation. I'm super excited to have you share your journey, so that
Yeah.
people see, what it takes to become a Melissa, okay, and all that you
Hey,
do.
hey. Yeah.
Super excited. Super excited. And so we're gonna give them a couple of minutes, and I forgot to get on my story to remind people. But it's okay because
Yeah,
like
me too. Me too. I did it earlier, but I didn't. I've been busy all day, like all day.
me too.
So,
But the good thing is because we post it afterwards, people see it, and then we
right,
post on the views
right.
that people see it.
That's
So
cool. Yeah. And it's, hump day, Wednesday. If other folks feel like I felt, oh yeah, we see y'all later. We'll catch the replay. Yes. And
absolutely,
I'm okay with that.
yeah,
Woo.
yeah, for sure. But I'm gonna go ahead and open us up in prayer, and then we're gonna jump right into this thing. All right.
All right, let's go.
Great. So, Father, we thank you. We thank you for this day. We thank you for the gift of today. Lord, there's so many things that we're believing you for, and we have asked of you, but Lord, we sometimes forget to thank you for the gift of today, for the gift of life, strength, and peace of mind and assurance, Lord God. So we thank you just for today. Then I also want to say thank you for this amazing opportunity to have a conversation with Melissa, Lord God, and to talk about administration concierge services and how they came to be and how you were in the forefront of them becoming who they are today, Lord God, and what services they provide. And I pray that her insight and her education, her understanding of what it is that she does will be a blessing to entrepreneurs and those who may not be entrepreneurs but can still utilize her services. And so I pray that the conversation will flow. I pray that you would just be in the midst, oh God. And I pray that the people, whether they're present in the live or they watch it later, Lord, I just pray that you would just have your way, move by your Holy Spirit, allow us to flow how you see fit so that you would ultimately get the glory. So it's in Jesus Christ's name that we do pray. Amen.
Amen. Yes, 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 yes.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes, I'm so excited for this. I can just feel that something about to go down. Like I can feel it.
Yeah.
Even towards the end of that prayer, I'm just like, God, you about to do something right here. And I'm super, super excited about it.
Yeah.
So,
And the thing is, Walter, whether we know it or not, if whether we see it or not, we know whom we believe. We know, the spirit that connects with your spirit, my spirit, your spirit, and those who are here and will see. So, we already know God is in the midst. He orchestrated this before time began, for us. So yes, yes,
and
yes.
don't get
I love him.
more,
You,
don't get even more on the edge of my chair. Because then I'll
I'm
be on
telling you, I love him. So anytime I get to talk about my Lord, my God, I shall do so. Because that is what we are supposed to do. So yeah, this business is his, and has been from the beginning. So I'm thankful. Mm.
With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into my first question. My first question to you is, tell us about what Administration Concierge Services is and the type of services that you provide.
Sure. Yes. Thank you. So Administrative Concierge Services has transitioned. So we started out as general administrative assistant with social media, marketing, some social media marketing where, we did some creatives, and I'm saying we, but it is me. And work one-on-one with small business owners. So we've transitioned from heavy administrative service to marketing. We started in 2019, and it was a seed planted by my pastor in 2016. And so far, we have been able to grow. So, COVID hit, and it was one of the best things that happened for my business. I saw one of your other lives, and I said, what Walter said, there is some blessing and there's loss. There's all these things but God has been blessing throughout this, and I am one of them, that he has blessed and he has opened doors for. And to have a business, a digital business at such a time as this was not something that I could have predicted. So I know, that seed planted in 2016 was for 2020 and beyond, So we now do marketing. I do event marketing. I do social media marketing. I do ads, email marketing. I'm basically a small business owner, solopreneur, in the growth stages, chief marketing officer. So I do the plan. I find the avenues. What are we going to use to get the messages out that we want? And so it's the time that the business owner does not have to utilize. Give me your ideas. I basically take it, elevate it, amplify it, and so that the business can really start to connect with their audiences and bring in more revenue. That's the ultimate goal, is growth. So what I try to do is bring revenue to whomever I'm partnering with at that time.
I love it. And what I love that you say is that you said email marketing. Can you speak a little bit more on what that entails?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Too many of us. And I am guilty because I do it for other people and then I'm tired and I don't want to do it for myself. So I will, give this caveat that it's been 3 months since my last email to my small, little 70 something list. I don't try to grow it. I don't, do all that. And there's different ways to market. So with email marketing, one thing is people sleep on it because it is a great generator of revenue. For every $1 that you spend, you get back about $43 to $44 when you're doing email marketing on a consistent basis because you're speaking to the people that want to hear from you. You're speaking to people who gave you their information, their email, which is gold, because we get emails all day, from various people. So if I give you my email address, that means I want to hear what it is that you have to say. So that is our opportunity as business owners to tell people what we have to say, to give those people who want to hear from us our offers, the things that are going on. So it doesn't have to be frequent unless you're a product business. You've got something, truly to sell. Then you can do something that's weekly, bi-weekly. You can use both email marketing and text message marketing, SMS marketing together with your social media and your other, networking and avenues that you use to bring in business. But email marketing should be on everyone's list. If it's once a month, that's great. Once every 2 months, once a quarter, that's fine too. But you have to, hey y'all, you have to definitely add email marketing in your repertoire if it's not there already.
Yeah, and I think the bonus of email marketing, besides just, marketing who you are, but it's also staying in communication with your client or with the demographic that you are providing a service for. Because a lot of times, if I feel like I'm detached from you, as you being me being the consumer and you being the one that's
Yeah,
providing a service or a product, then I might be lenient to continue to support you if I don't hear from you. And
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, you don't ghost your people, and like for me as a service business, there may be times where we don't have much to say or we're so in it that, we are, oh yes, I should be talking to these people. So, there are times where that happens. Don't get me wrong, that's in everybody's business, and unless you have things automated, which you should. You definitely should have your welcome series automated so that you have something that's already going to those new followers. You're nurturing them as they are coming in. So then you're able to jump in, after that as well and give them some other content. But if you're like me and you're doing it, yourself once here, on whatever schedule that you decide, yeah, you want to let them get to know you. You want, and actually, case in point, yesterday, and I almost forgot. Yesterday, I had a consultation. So I'm doing my word, check my email, boom. Here's this, consultation for 6 o'clock. And the name looked familiar, but the business was different. So I really didn't connect until we spoke at 6 o'clock. Come to find out, she had been gone, she had gone through a rebrand.
mm,
But one thing she told me that was significant was that, Melissa, I've been seeing your emails, this year. And so even though I wasn't ready earlier this year, the first time that we spoke, I worked with a coach. I rebranded. I got some things in place, some things automated. And so now I'm ready to work with a VA. And then I had to tell her I don't do that anymore. But we ended up, talking and congratulating one another. And she said, I've been watching your emails,
mm.
that she had been sending out all year. So I got ready, to work with you. I was like, I'm coming. And so that emphasized for me the power of our email marketing. No matter how frequent you do it or infrequent you do it, just try to be consistent and try to talk to your audience. Everybody understands, especially for us, that things happen. But if you have a product, you can put that stuff on automation.
Mhm.
So don't, try to think that you have to do it every single week yourself. You can, even if you're a service business, you can just write it all out, put something, automated, and then jump, like I said earlier, jump in, with something a little bit more heartfelt, when you can. But it's really about, speaking to your people, letting them know what you have, letting them get to know you. And if you're a product business, get it out there. I have stuff from Old Navy and Amazon 2, 3, 4 times a day, Charlotte Russ, all of them.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and it's about to get crazier, because of the holidays. It'll be 5 times a day. It's time to unsubscribe from some of them. But for those that who are smaller product businesses, get your stuff out there and get it out there now.
Yeah.
Get it out there now so people can start to buy from you or plan to buy from you now, because USPS, they already told us stuff is slow. We already knew that. They have to tell us. We already knew it was slow. These shipping delays, they might be able to get those things together, but they probably won't. Even the big ones, the big companies are preparing for these shipping delays. That's why they're out here in front as well. So just a caveat to those people who are product-based businesses, service-based. If you got something to sell during these holidays, don't wait for Black Friday. Do it right now. Do it
Yeah.
now.
Absolutely. And another thing about the email marketing is personal. Social media is fantastic, but everybody
Yeah.
has everybody can see it, and
Yes.
so
And it can be shared,
yeah,
easily via
yeah,
email. Like you can share, people will share your email with others. So not everybody is on Instagram, not everybody is on Facebook, not, so they may not see those things coming into their inbox, but everybody pretty much has an email address.
everyone.
So they'll see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I definitely wanted you to hit on that because we are in such a digital world now. Like COVID made us become digital. I mean,
Right.
even having this right,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Couldn't get into the same space with one another. And so, since we are in a digital world, you need to make sure that your digital platforms are professional. And that's
Right.
why when we were discussing who we should have come on, it was vital to have you on because literally we are living in a digital world.
That's
And you
right.
have to be able to be marketable, not just by your logo, not just by what you sell, but how you present yourself in all manners. That's in
Yeah.
email. That's in text, that's in conversations, that's on social media. Literally, you have to market yourself every time you speak.
That's right. That's
Every
right.
time.
And you have to have that awareness of always having that opportunity.
Mhm.
So that means that you're ready, for when those opportunities present itself. And yes, you do want things to be cohesive. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing is perfect, but get it out there imperfectly.
Yeah.
Just get it out there and then you start to refine. I'm certainly not perfect and I don't want to be. I heard something and I think it was one of the podcasts, not the podcast, but one of the songs that I heard. And it was, I'm an excellentist, not a perfectionist. And I jumped on that thing and I said, yes, that's one of the things, one of my core values is excellence. That's
Absolutely.
something that I was taught as a child growing up is that you don't have to be perfect, but you do have a level of excellence that you expect other people to rise to. So whatever that level is for you, that's what it is that you are always portraying as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, and as, just a person, you
Yeah.
know?
And if I can add to that, how you present yourself, especially on your website, how you present yourself on social media, how you present yourself via email, when you present yourself in such a manner that people will take you serious, whatever your price is, people are more lenient to pay it because you have shown them your professionalism. And so I'm
That's right.
sure, in your business, you try to make sure that people have an understanding of for people to pay the price that you're looking for, you have to present yourself in a manner that will make them say, oh, this person, oh, you with it, you see my vision. I can tell just from your website or from your email
That's
that
right.
you are going to handle business with excellence.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. People are always watching. That's something that we all know. And so you want to check, recheck,
Hmm.
check, and then check again. You know, we might do that for our outfits, right?
Yeah.
Before we go out the door, we check it, making sure, makeup, everything is right. But also in your communications, make sure it's right. Have somebody review. If you're uncertain, have somebody review it for you and give you their input. Maybe it's somebody who is better at grammar, or hire a VA, hire, somebody who can help facilitate those things, who has the grammar, who can, like for me, I have to know, after I review your products and things that you have, all of your um, um, channels. I look at your social media. I look at your website. I look at anything that's out there. My girlfriend called me a website girl years ago, because if it was there, I was going to find it. And
Right.
so I'm going to look and see who you are and if I want to work with you. It's not just, oh, you go to a service provider and you just, oh, I'm just going to, hire somebody. There has to be some connectedness there, some vibing there. And so one thing with me is that I have to know that I'll be able to get your voice.
Mhm.
So you don't want to connect with somebody who can't. And so yes, through your website, through your social media, through networking, talking to people, whether it's online or offline, that's something that builds trust. It builds, that understanding in those potential clients, that you are able to take care of what it is that they want. And so they don't have to think about it. They don't have to worry about it. And that's what they want. They want somebody, here you go, take
Yeah.
it. And now I can do other things. And so that is one thing that we try to do.
Love it. I mean, you just sum up why it's important to have your service. I'm just going to let you know right now.
That
But
too, and then for business owners, one thing I do want to say too is that, with marketing, there is no perfect mix, right? There's no perfect mix. People say do this, then other people say do that, and this person says do this. You really try them and then figure out what works for you. It may be that you shouldn't be on a certain platform. It may be that, you do email marketing quarterly starting out. Maybe you don't have a blog, and maybe you don't need a blog right now. Maybe you start and then stop something. That's okay too. It is being comfortable with who you are, taking the, I guess, principles from here, there, and coming to a consensus of what works for you. And so for me, most of my clients come through referrals, because you do good work, people talk about it and tell others. So that's one way. So that may be strongest for one business. Maybe another business, their avenue is LinkedIn. Maybe another, their strongest avenue. So there may be some things that are stronger than others that you focus on, and set up, to keep going. So then you can start building, some of these other things, especially if you don't, quite know which way to go after that. You could try some things. It's not hard, just make it easy and simple for you, pretty much.
excellent advice. Excellent advice, because no two
Yeah,
businesses are the same. So
not at
excellent.
all.
So to lead to my next question for you, what was it that initiated you to start this type of business? I know that you said that your pastor planted a seed. Some people might not know what that means. So if you could go into detail of what that means.
Sure. Yeah. So, I let's we're gonna go even further back than that. Just to give a little bit of a background. So, starting out, I was in retail. From teenage up until in my 20s, and then I went into the office. So, it was a PR firm, coming out of retail. I was an assistant manager. And then I went into the office for this PR firm, started learning, some things about corporate. And then always throughout my time in corporate, I had been under the marketing umbrella.
Mm,
So because I was always creative in some aspect. I would draw, I would write, I would paint, sing, there's all of that stuff, all of the artsy stuff, but I also loved order, and at first I thought it was something that was weird, and off. I embrace it now, but it was a struggle, trying to balance what I wanted to do creatively with what I knew, was paying the bills, which was being an executive assistant, being right next to executives and directors and being in that room. And then in marketing, also being in that room. And I think that's where the change came with my last corporate job. There was a whole lot of stuff going on. And I was in marketing. And I ended up getting, well, I ended up getting pregnant, but I got pregnant with my son.
mhm,
That was 2015. And after maternity leave, well, during maternity leave, I felt like God was telling me that there was about to be a change and I had a choice to make.
mhm.
Was I going to trust him or was I going to go back to the place that took so much from me and out of me? And so I said, it was a scary thing. So, as much as we walk with the Lord, as much as we know him, sometimes he causes us to come to a point where
Abs-
it is a big unknown. It's a leap of faith.
yeah.
And this was one of them. I had, just had a son in my latter years, had come from a very traumatic last few years at that job, very traumatic, very I had PTSD. I recognize now through microaggressions and um, trauma. So we'll just leave it there. Still healing from that, and I had to take a leap of faith, and so I ended up going back to work, but I was breastfeeding and, going into the little mother's room and pumping. And all I could think about was Christian. And when I think it was the second week that I was back, and I said, I can't do this anymore. I said, okay, God, I'm going to go your way. And so I
Mm,
resigned. I resigned that Friday. I had been there for 2 weeks after maternity leave. I resigned that Friday. And HR was like, we will pay you for the 2 weeks. You go home and be with your son. And so I left. That was the least that they could give to me, the least. And so it was a few months later where my pastor said to me after church, and he said, what you've done for so many other companies, you could do for yourself.
mm,
And I had never thought of myself as an entrepreneur. I was the one who would hold it down, hold down the benefits, hold down the job, and then my husband at the time, he was doing his own business. So I was that support. So that seed was planted and it did not go away. When he said that, it took root, just like planting a seed in the ground. It was good soil and it took root. And so for the next 3 years, I pondered it. I thought about it. I had my name. I thought about what it was going to look like. And then on Administrative Professionals Day in 2019, I was working part time and I started my business. I did everything. I had taken a class. It was my gut check moment. I did my business plan through that class, that small business class, because I had never been a business owner. I didn't even know what to do, what to expect. So it took me 3 years of, looking and pondering and finally saying, yes, I'm going to do this. And then, he took it from there pretty much.
amazing story. And I can attest to, I mean, anybody who really walks this journey, you really walks this journey, whenever he gives you something, it never quite fits your circumstance. He gives you
Yeah.
something, your life is looking like, how is it
Right.
a thing? Like how are you
Right.
this when my life looks like this? And what I have come to realize that whenever God gives you something, number one, there's going to be a pull. You're going to have a pull. There's something that's going to be pulling on your spirit, to for you to move and do what it is that you need to do. And then after the
Yeah.
pull, then it comes well, I don't think I'm qualified. There's no way. I don't even know who I would start with. Who would even want to come to
Yes.
me? It's the doubt. The doubt settles in. And then what God does is he puts you
You
in a
got-
situation where it's like, okay, you need to do this. And
Yep.
not a forceful God, but he allows certain things to come into your
To
the
make
domain.
us uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's in those uncomfortable moments when I know, okay, God, you're trying to move me differently. And then that's your time to really seek the Lord. So for those of you who are feeling the pull
Yeah.
to become newer, all the things that are happening in your life right now, you're getting signals and they don't match what your life looks like. That is a key indication that he's trying to get your attention. And
Yeah.
I know that for a fact. But just like for my
Yeah.
business, I knew that I wanted to go into this profession in really college. When I sat down and decided what's going to be my degree, which I already knew my degree was going to be, but I made sure that it was centered around pastoral counseling. But I did not want the
Mhm.
name pastoral counselor. I'm like, God, I'm
Yeah.
too ox for this
We're too
traditional
out. Yeah.
too
Yes.
out.
Yes.
And so I said, well, God, how can I do it? And so I pondered for 5 years. Nobody knew about this conversation I was having with God. I wrote the business plan 3 times. 3 times.
Um,
And so it wasn't a fight, but I had to work it. I had to
yeah.
work with it. And then when he releases you, it is the most amazing feeling in the world when he releases you into your purpose.
Yeah.
It
And
it is the most amazing.
you said nothing but a word there because I feel that now because starting out like last year uh during COVID, I was working too much. Like still trying to figure out this entrepreneurship thing, wanting to do everything because I'm a multi-passionate. I love to do a lot of different stuff. But this year, yeah, you want to do everything. But what I learned this year through coaching was that we got to pare these things down. It's
Mhm.
not to say that you can't do them because I do them and I will, continue to do them. But what I'm focused on is what I'm focused on for now. And then I have the plan for the other things as well. So it's the release for me right now. Like I had to go through some things this year. I had to go through a lot of inner work, introspection.
Yeah,
And then it's like God has said, you did the work and now you can go.
yeah,
Now you're ready for what I have prepared for
yeah,
you. And so that's when we're able to just walk right in. The fight and the wrestling happens behind the scenes. It happens, in the dark places, in the deep. That's that wrestling, like Jacob wrestled.
yeah.
We gotta wrestle sometimes with God and with ourselves.
But
You
you said
know, with
said something that was really key. The wrestling happens behind closed doors. If
absolutely,
you wrestling, I'm gonna need you to go talk to God about what it is that He really wants you to do. Because if
yeah,
I see it, that might not be something that you are supposed to be obtaining. And so the
right,
wrestling definitely happens because one thing that I learned about God is that, when you are truly in His will, He does the correcting when nobody can see it.
yes.
That is the grace of who God is. He corrects you underneath the cover. You know what I'm saying? Then when it's
Mhm.
presented, he won't let your mockery areas be on display. And so
He's
that
promised that we will not be put to shame.
yeah,
We will not be put to shame. No matter what it is, it's his grace
yeah,
that sustains us, that gives us entry to him, that keeps us persevering and enduring no matter what occurs, because we don't do everything right. We still sin.
Yeah.
It is still there. But, that part, his grace is sufficient for even that. And he will not put us to shame. He will correct. And if we don't listen, he just might do it
Yes.
publicly if we don't listen. But yeah, he will not put us to shame in that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And so with us, tapping into the faith aspect of your business, how have you utilized faith as a tool as it pertains to you planning your business and shifting into how faith is utilized in running your business? So how did you utilize faith in both of those aspects?
Ooh, yeah. Planning was shaky, because again, it was a new area. But like I said in the beginning, when I know whom I believe, I know that it was something that was directed by him. And so I was just like, okay, Lord, I don't know what I'm doing. And this was like, especially last year, it was daily. I don't know what I'm doing, but you do.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to keep going. There's still days that I'll just be like, okay, I don't know what's going on, but you do. So yeah, I'm just going to keep going. And I think, having that confidence in him, and that this business is his. And so all I have to do is follow his lead. I don't have to um I know now, I should say, I don't have to do so much. What I do have to do is rest in
Mhm.
him. This year has been, and I was on a podcast a couple weeks ago, and it's on my timeline. It's the 1 year from now, which talks about, we talk about a little bit of that journey through these 6 months of coaching, how I went from doing the most, for people, which we call over caregiving. I was trying to control things, and that's something that I realized was for me. I had to let go of control to really see beauty and blessing, and then to be able to be released. As long as I take my hands off and I rest in him, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do this, but then he says, go rest.
Yeah.
Don't. And
Yeah.
when I rest, I find that my creativity is out of this world. I get an idea
Yeah.
that trumps what I was going to do, and
Mhm.
it doesn't take that much to do it.
Yeah.
So that there's a difference now in how I run my business than I did, starting out at first, and that's how we are. We're like, okay, we got to do it. We got to go, got to hustle, got to.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, nope,
Yeah.
I paid my dues.
Mhm.
I did that. I did all of that. And, not just with entrepreneurship, but also, in life and in my former, employment, I paid those dues. And now it's about, what I know I am able to provide, the transformation that I'm able to provide. And so sometimes that means taking my hands off
Yeah.
and just watching how God just moves these
Yeah.
things. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
look at this, So, one thing I learned is we have to, um, be in sync. The word now is in alignment, but we have to, yes, it is constant evolution. But we're in line with aligned with our business. We're aligned with God. And so we have to know what our part is and what their parts are.
Yeah.
And then when it's their time, we take our hands off and go rest.
That is so key because when I first started, my business, which we are not even a year old yet, and God has just completely blown my mind. But in the beginning, it was me. I got it. I'm gonna do this. Nope. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah,
Nope. It was mine.
yeah,
Mm-mm. Can't nobody.
absolutely.
because if you mess it up, we gonna fight. Like literally, I would fight over this thing, right? And so
Mhm.
at the beginning, I was so worn out, and I got to the
Yeah.
point where, okay, God, you sent me people to help me with it. So now I need to believe that you will give them the direction. They already have my heart, or they wouldn't be here. And if they
Right.
don't have heart, you need to give me the release to them to roll out. And so it
Right.
was that very moment where I begin to allow my faith in God in them, because the same God that's in me is in them.
That's right.
I allowed my faith to really be grounded and let them operate in their gifts. I was good. Like
That's right.
literally, I couldn't do this without a team. Like I am a micromanager, but it's certain things that I just don't want on my psyche. And so if I
Yeah.
know that you're an expert in this area, by all means, go do it. I'm not going to micromanage you because I trust that you believe the heartbeat of
That's
me and
good.
life. And so I know I work best with a team.
Hmm.
With that being said, I need your faith level. If it ain't on the same level as mine, I need you at least have a mustard seed. I
Yes.
need some of it. And
That's all
so
you need.
that's it.
Yes.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Hard to find people who got mustard seed, though. I'm trying to tell you.
Mhm.
And so,
Mhm.
a lot of the first quarter of my business is me, nope, this is not the right fit. Come try this one out. Nope, this is the right fit. And my heart, I have a heart for people. So I see your potential. It's like, I'll work with you. It's okay. But once again, I had to let faith lead me. And faith is a journey. Like somebody said, it's an evolution. Where I was then is not where I am now. Where I am now is not
Yeah.
where I'm tomorrow. But
Exactly.
it's letting faith lead me and me taking my hands off of stuff, because like you said, once I took my hands off of it, the way that God operated and moved, and God would speak to people on my behalf.
That's right. Absolutely.
Literally. And so
We
so
don't have to
then
do it. Yeah,
you
we don't have to do it all. We don't have to. We can, if we want to, and that may just lead to burnout.
Mhm.
But you don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's super important though, whether you're entrepreneur or just in your own life, at work, your family, whatever, you have to build that foundation. Like people
Mhm.
say all the time, you launched and your website was dope and then your social media was up and all these things were in line. We spent months preparing the foundation.
So,
So
hello.
because of
Yes.
grace, it looked like we just boop, and it was just like boom, there it is.
That's the thing. Other people see the outside, but that's one thing my first lady always says is you see the glory, but you don't know my story.
Oh,
So yeah, it seems like it's all roses, but there was a lot of work and money
and
that was put
there it
into.
is. That
Let's talk
that
about that. Because we not the ones who get financing and who have an inheritance or who have investors or who no, we put it in ourselves, and then that's why it's our baby because we put that money in there,
yeah,
and that time and that work.
yeah,
So yeah, it's hard. It is hard to delegate, but delegation is that key to growth. That delegation is that key to being able to hear better,
yeah,
and to see better because we have that time to sit back. And so it gives us the opportunity to benefit not just ourselves in the business, but all of those people who are attached to us in the business as well. So, it's a heavy responsibility in addition to, getting to that point where we're just like, okay, I'm going to give this over to
yeah.
someone else.
And I
Yeah.
someone, whoever's watching now or watching later, you are in the position where you want to launch, you want to step out there, you want to step out on faith. But let me assure you, it it your circumstance, and I said this earlier, your circumstances never looks like where you're trying to go. Like it
Hmm.
almost never looks like. So don't look at your circumstances and compare that to where you're trying to go, because
No.
it will stress you out
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
single
You
time.
have to envision. You have to use your imagination,
Yeah.
and envision where it is that you want to go. And you
Mhm.
have to keep it. Just like, we're supposed to keep the word in our mouth and in our heart, and meditate on it. That is something we too, have to meditate on, because we want to tell ourselves those negative thoughts. We want to tell ourselves those negative things. And like you said, we look at our now and it doesn't look like what we envision. That's why we have to keep it right here. Keep
Absolutely.
it right here.
And another thing, when you're in that wrestling time, because you're going to go through that. Like, I'm just telling you right now, newsflash, it's coming. It's a commercial break. It is on the way if it
Yeah.
hasn't already.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in that moment, that is also for you to learn what are my strengths and my weaknesses. Because in my wrestling, once For Life got started, there was a new wrestle that I had, and I had to realize, okay, Walt's not good at this, but this person is.
Yeah.
Walt's great at that, but I need help with this. And so once I really became real with myself, because I think I ain't gonna say I know it is hard to be real with self, because we are the most amazing people in the world because we're ourselves. But
Yep.
when I tell you, once I really started looking at myself, it's like, sir, sir, you don't know this. You don't know this. So you need to entrust people, number one, people who have the heart to do it. And
Yeah. Yeah.
receive what it is that you are giving and receive what it is that you're trying to do, because you don't want to give it to somebody who really don't have your best interest, because then that's a mistake altogether. But
Right.
understanding your own weaknesses and strengths. I mean, I'm
Yes, your limitations, yeah. That or those things that you could do but you don't do well.
yeah.
So, we all have a degree, and even for me, I have a degree to which I do things well. I realized that as good as I am, with documents and admin and all that stuff, I did not want to do that anymore. And so it started to bog me down. And I realized that that was the case. So it's time to hand that over to someone who loves it. To keep it simple, keep it super simple. VA, that's Nakia. And she is a project manager. She is phenomenal. And she loves admin.
Mm.
I don't love it. It was an avenue for me. It was an avenue for me to start my business, and this will keep going. But I have what I love to do is the next, and the next and the next. I'm multi-passionate. It'll be one love here now, and then it'll be a next one, and then it'll be a next one. So, yeah. You figure out what you love, and then delegate the rest, pretty
And
much.
I was literally just talking to a member of my team before we started, and I said, certain things I'm not going to do because I know that's going to bring anxiety on me. So you take care of
Yes,
that part, because if especially with the type of service, because every business is different. The type of service
yes,
I provide, I can't go in and have a session with somebody, and I'm thinking about what you told me, and now I have to figure out. Then I'm
right.
used as this tool to help somebody else on their journey. And so what I have also come to realize is once I know your strength, let you go ahead and be strong in it. I
Yeah.
don't I don't need to know. The only time you need to come to me is when it's time to spend money.
And
Then we
you're the clients that I like. Yes, it's here. Do what you need to do,
yeah.
and talk to me if there's any issues or whatever, because I want you to stay in your zone of genius so that
Absolutely.
I can stay in mine.
Absolutely.
We're going to touch base, we're going to talk, we're going to have those meetings, but you don't want to be in the weeds with me. Let me be in the weeds while you continue to just receive what's coming in from the things that I'm working my mojo magic blessing upon. But yes, that's ultimate, and so people can take a page from your book, that yes, let it go, let it go,
Because like you
let
said,
it go.
key word at the beginning, you will be burnt out quickly. You will be burnt out so fast, because yes, I like to do multiple things at a time, but my multiple things at a time is completely different than
Yes.
somebody else's. I don't want
They're
to
mine. Yeah, absolutely.
and be the coaching and figure out when we're gonna post and figure out what the edits.
Yeah.
I don't want to do any of that. Let me do the post, send it to y'all. I don't care. I don't care what the graphic looks like, as long as it pertains to what it is that we're doing. Because I don't have the bandwidth for it.
Right.
It
And
takes a
that's what we
strong.
have to learn, as business owners, is that what do we have the bandwidth to deal with? And we learn this as we continue to go. Like Nakia said, boundaries. We start to learn what those things are that are for us. And then we can, let others do what they do, and that's community, that's collaboration, that's partnerships. That's where, I see you and I see that you're doing this. And you know what? That's what I need. Let's hook up. Let's, both grow together. Let's do this thing. So that, we both get to where we want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody just put up there, give up the control. The reason why we don't have faith, I'm sorry, I'm tapping in there once again, but the reason
That's it.
we don't have faith is simply because we want control.
Yeah.
I tell you, you have more control when you don't have
When you
control.
don't have control. Yes, yes, yes,
When
yes, yes.
you don't have control, because guess what? At the end of the day, you are the CEO. You
Yes.
already got the position. Why are you trying to prove? Because a lot of times you're trying to prove to yourself that you are that.
Right. Oh
And
my.
trying to
Oh
prove
my.
to yourself, you are damaging the people that are underneath you. And that's
Yeah.
not what you're supposed to do as a leader. You should empower those that you have authority over. I don't know who this is for, but we tapping in right here because I'm telling
Yeah.
you, it's the sense of control as to why you can't operate in faith. And once you understand that I don't need control because he controls it all, I can operate in my lane, they can operate in their lane. And guess what? All of us are going in the same direction. But it's a terrible thing to leave out your lane to get in somebody else's lane because then a car accident is going to happen.
Then it's
Don't
back
use the
here.
blinker.
You messing everybody up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even look at your blinker. You don't even have a blinker. Stay forward.
The
Don't get out
blinders.
of your
That's what I say.
yeah.
Yes. Yes. I say, to stay focused, like a horse. We put blinders on the horse so they don't go this way or that way. And God says, don't look to the right or to the left. I'm going to tell you, this is the way. Walk
Yeah.
in it. And so that's what you focus on.
Yeah.
Whether or not you hear, all these other stuff, or maybe you can't quite see like this. Many times the picture is blurry. It's unclear. It may be smoky, to where we might catch a glimpse here, a glimpse there. But again, giving up control, you just go. You just
Yeah.
go, and stuff just starts to move out the way,
Yeah.
move out the way. And then you start to see that okay, I don't have to see it. I can just keep going.
Yeah.
And the path becomes clear as I continue to walk it.
As you walk, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because time is getting up. I knew this was going to be good. I just felt.
Absolutely, you know it. Yeah.
Yeah. My last question is: what is one piece of advice that you would give to an entrepreneur or someone who wants to start, something on the side and they're a mom? Mom is a full-time job. I don't care how old your children get. I talked to my mom twice today. I mean, mom is a full-time
Yeah.
job. So as an entrepreneur,
24/7.
what advice would you give?
Do it.
Yeah.
Don't try to use that as an excuse. Don't think that you won't have the time. You'll make the time. Sometimes that time might be, 1 o'clock in the morning, because it's been like that. But that's okay. It's going to get better. You just have to do it. Like I said earlier, it may be imperfect, it may be messy. We're messy people. And I think we're coming into a time where more and more of us are understanding that. and we're giving the grace, understanding that it's all here. I think COVID did that for a lot of people, that we were able to see kids running all over the place, yelling, screaming. It's okay. I'm surprised Christian didn't run in here. It would have been okay if he did. So do it. Don't continue to put excuses in front of it. Um, don't continue to think about it and ponder it for years and years and years when you know that it is right to do. Just do it. You know, do it. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate anymore. Don't do it.
You know what I love about what you said? It ties in with everything that we just said about not having control. Do it.
Yeah.
Another thing I tell people, it's never a perfect time to start.
No.
That is not
I think we have so
perfect
much fear
time.
of failure,
Yeah.
as well. And it's okay to fail. It's really not a failure, it's a lesson.
Right.
So it's something to turn and say, okay, I'm going to learn what happened here. Make it a case study for yourself
Yeah.
and figure out what went wrong, or just do something different. It's okay. It's your business. Do something different. Start it over. It's
Yeah,
okay.
the guest I had last week, she started and she did some things that wasn't correct, and she had to start all over. And
That's
she had
right.
to be. She has not missed a beat. Now, I would say don't make that a habit. You know what
Right.
I'm
Oh, absolutely not. No, no,
saying?
no. You
But when you first start, because I have definitely made some L's, and I call them lessons learned.
That's right.
Lose. I have lessons that I learn, and then
That's
I
right.
pick, adjust wherever I need to adjust, and then we go pick up that W. So L's are lessons that you learn, and her being a mother of two, one is an adult who is an amazing human being, and one is still in the house. Well, how old is he now?
He's 6. Yes. He just turned 6. Yeah.
And she's killing the game. So you have no excuse. You have no.
No. Now listen, those are multiples, of little ones. God bless y'all.
Oh,
I look up to you, oh my gosh, but yeah, if there's still a way,
yeah.
there is still a way. Maybe it's just starting small. And maybe it's just doing a little bit here, a little bit there, but each piece is your bricks building towards that foundation,
Come on.
that solid foundation that you want to build upon, so that it is a legacy that lasts and lasts generation to generation. That's what we're doing. We're legacy builders, because nobody did it for us, but we understand that the time is now for us to be the ones to do it. And so we got to jump on it. When the water's stirring, we got to get in. And
Yeah.
so, if it is stirring for you, I would say just do it. Get in there and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I completely agree. So if you're a mother, if you're a father, if you're an uncle,
Yeah.
really it's for everybody. But I wanted you to talk about
Everybody.
that because mothers, and only because of my own experience with my own, they hold it down. They hold the house down. They keep everything together. And sometimes mothers put themselves on the back burner, and you don't have to do that.
You
So,
don't. You don't. And I did it myself for so many years, and now I don't, because we can't, as the directors usually of the household, and as a business owner, I have to make that time for me. So it is very, very important to do that, to put yourself, further up that list, so that you can do what it is that you want to do as well.
yeah. And if God gives you, He will provide.
That's right.
Is a
In
provider.
unexpected places as well,
Woo!
just let them do it and receive it and be thankful and keep going. Yes.
When people tell me how y'all doing, God providing,
Yeah.
that's how I do it. He is providing. I'm telling you, He has done things that I can't even
Yeah.
articulate because that's just how great He is. And so, This was so good. I
Yes,
knew.
thank you, Walter. Thank you for having me. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, y'all check her out. Check her Instagram. You're at
At
social.
Admin Concierge SVC. My website is adminconciergeservices.com. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I'm also on LinkedIn. Don't do too much over there on LinkedIn. I
Too.
Yes, I could, but it's just, it's LinkedIn, and I'm not in that corporate arena anymore, and I don't really. I told you, there's healing still to be
Yeah.
had, so, and that's for all of us, but, go through that work to get there. I'm still doing the work. I'm still, doing the business as well. And that's what we do, So happy Entrepreneurship Month to you and all of the entrepreneurs who are watching or who will watch. That is my, last thing is we got to just keep going. We got to keep going. We got to encourage one another, support one another, and build up, one another. So good luck. Blessings. Yes.
Well said. Follow her. Learn more information about her. Don't just follow just to follow, but follow. See how you can support.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Puts on your heart to give a donation to her. However the Lord leads you. And honestly, like I said, we live in a digital time, and so her business, I believe, you're about to hit places and areas that you have not ever even thought about, simply because of the time period that we're in and where we're going. We're hitting in this digital arena, and it's not going anywhere. It's only
Not
going
at all.
to progress. And so I just believe that you're going to have much success. And a year from now, we're going to discuss and you're going to talk about what the Lord has done.
Hey,
I
that
think,
is the work I'm doing now is that 1 year from now vision, and it's becoming clearer what I want that to look like. I look at last year and I realize I did it, so I'm going to go big, big,
yeah,
big, big.
absolutely.
Yes.
I have to close out in prayer, and then I'm going to let y'all go because I do start and end on time. And so I'm going to close this out in prayer. Thank you so much, so much, Melissa, for being
Thank
on here.
you.
Not only is she cool, but she my family too. You know what I'm saying? Just got to
Yeah.
throw that out there. But I love you so very much, and thank you again for saying yes, because it was some people say yes. Can you believe that? But I
No,
appreciate
I don't. Like, what?
it.
Okay,
So
we're gonna talk about that. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. So let's go ahead and pray. Father, we thank you for this amazing conversation, Lord. We thank you for how you flowed within the conversation, how there was wisdom and advice and knowledge that was given on tonight. And I pray that it has not fallen on deaf ears, but I pray that those who are viewing it now and those who will view it later, that they will take heed of the information and the wisdom and the knowledge that was given so that they can run the journey of their business, oh God, even if it's just running the journey of their family life or running the journey of their work life, oh God, but let them use these tools that we provided on tonight to truly propel them into what it is that you have called them to be. I thank you for Melissa and for her business being here on tonight. I pray that you will bless her beyond her wildest dreams, whatever is that 1 year goal that she has, Lord. I pray that you will surpass it. I pray that you will go above and beyond it. We serve a God who does above and beyond. You are not a mediocre God. And so you give us just tidbits and then you can completely just blow our mind. And I pray that you will do that. Pray that you will bless every person that's on here tonight, every business that's represented in this entrepreneurship month. Pray that you will bless it and take them even further. So, Lord, we thank you in advance for what you shall do. And we just give you glory. It's in Jesus Christ's name we do pray. Amen.
Good
Amen.
night. Thank
Good night
you.
so much. Next week, same time. Be here next week, same time. We're here with Letitia Flake Enterprises. So make sure y'all don't want to miss that. She deals with fashion and job coaching and other stuff. So make sure y'all come and check us out.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right.